Mark's older brother. That means that I've known Marky, as we lovingly refer to him, his entire life. And I have a lot of great stories I'd like to share with you.
Keep it clean.
But Mark told me that I only have 30 to 40 minutes. First of all, I'd like to, on behalf of Marky, I'd like to acknowledge those people who have traveled some distances to be here today, especially those from Michigan, Arizona, Texas, and Washington, as well as those right here in the Orange County, San Diego, and the industrial areas of California. Growing up in Birmingham, Michigan, with a family of 7 kids, Marky and I, the youngest 2 of Jim and Mercedes Mason, did almost everything together. From playing tennis, baseball, and hockey, to catching frogs at Dodge Pond. We had a lot of fun, and we got in a lot of trouble together, too. Mark was really the best little brother and the best friend I've ever had. In 1989, Mark moved out to California to find himself. And let me tell you, it took his time to find himself. But despite moving away so long ago, there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think of you, miss you, and say a prayer to keep you safe. In April of 2008, Mark told me that he met a girl at his boss's home in March. Yes, March 30th, the exact date when they met. Her name was Betty. After their first date on April 10th, 2008, yes again, that exact date of their first date, Marky was hooked. Marky told me how beautiful Betty was and that she accepted him for who he was, but she didn't put up with any of his BS. He loved that and he loved her. At that moment, I knew that Betty would change his life and that this was going to be serious. Yes, this was the beginning of Boo Boo Yuki. The first time I actually met Betty was in 2014, the night before my big 50th birthday party that my wife Stacy was putting together for me. The party itself wasn't a surprise, but I had no idea at all that my siblings had come into town for the celebration. When I walked into the room and saw my family shouting "surprise," I started to cry a bit. And there was Betty, a girl I had never met, crying right along with me. I already knew from Marky that she was special, but at that moment, I too could see for myself how special she was. To make that surprise happen, Marky insisted that all the siblings would be there in attendance with no excuses. Marky, you're very generous, and I thank you for that. Over the next couple of years, we were lucky enough to celebrate Joey and Debbie's wedding and Casimir and Molly's wedding, spending a couple of long weekends together. At those events, I got to know Betty better. But more importantly, I got to see the love and admiration both Marky and Betty had for each other. They were always together, always holding hands, and making sure the other had everything they needed. Now, what kind of best man speech would this be if I left out the other loves of their lives? Their fur babies, Woody and Peaches. They have a common bond in their love for their dogs, and they both very happily spoil them whenever the occasion arises, as you all may know. Now, not only did Marky gain a beautiful and fabulous lady in his life, but he gained a wonderful daughter to be, a wonderful family of sisters, brothers, and a mother. I couldn't be happier that Marky had become part of this family that he loved and who loved him. Betty, you were so beautiful. And you made my brother so happy. Thank you for being the perfect partner I could ever wish for. He's a good guy, and to me, he's the best guy you can have by your side. I'm so happy for the two of you. Don't look at me. May you always find joy in the little things. May you find joy in each other. And may you have a lifetime of happiness together. Now, if we could all raise a glass for a traditional Irish toast. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. The sun shine warm upon your face. The rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big, big round of applause. And now I would like to invite Betty's beautiful daughter, the maid of honor, Bee Day, to say a few words to all of you. So let's have a round of applause for Bee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vivian, and I would like to thank you all for gathering tonight to celebrate Mark and Betty's beautiful day. So, for those of you who might not recognize me, I'm Betty's daughter, and I'm also the maid of honor. And also, you may recognize me as the one crying the most tonight, obviously. Mom, there are no words that can explain the type of relationship that I have with you, but this sums it up. Not only you are my mom, you are my first friend. And very much, you're like my best friend. She's chatty, she's silly, and she's always there to bail me out of trouble. We have our inside jokes and think we're hilarious, and that's why we're best friends. Because nobody else would understand, and nobody else seems to get just how cool and hilarious we really are. But I never thought there would be someone out there who would love my crazy mother more than I would. But there are some brave people in the world. I know the moment that I met Mark, I could see why my mom was so crazy for him. I could tell the first time that I saw him that he could see why everyone thinks my mom is so special. And I know for a fact that he would always do his best to take care of her. The two of them are inseparable, just like Tessa said, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. For a while there, Mark, I may have been a little jealous that you were stealing my best friend. And I realize now that as her husband, you are her best friend too. That is the role I'm happy to pass on and share. I see how happy you make her and how much she loves you. And honestly, I can't think of a better man for her than you, Mark. So on behalf of our family, I would like to welcome Mark to our family. And let's all not say this is a journey, because I know that they were destined from the very first time they met 10 years ago.
Cheers.
So on behalf, I would like everybody to raise a toast. Cheers to Mark and Betty Mason. Mark, love you. Mom, best wishes to your new adventure hubby, your best man. Mark, you're a very lucky man, and I would like to pass this on to you. I've had 25 years worth of putting up with her silliness, her quirkiness, and her inability to cook. Just know that she doesn't like cheap chocolate or coffee. Is everybody to congratulate the bride and groom? Thank you very much, guys.
That's right, everybody. Let's have one more big round of applause for the maid of honor, Vivian.